Can you have a go at reading it for me, please?
The large cookie was sticking in her throat. Lara could not breathe. She wanted some water to drink.
Beautiful reading. Now, can you put the lines and numbers in?
All of them?
Yes, please. Use your duck hands.
Okay.
Go on, no need to giggle. Giggle puss. Keep going. Start the beginning.
The.
Can you do your duck hands again?
The.
Use this hand for duck hands. That one's for writing, and you have to put the pen down all the time.
The.
How many duck hands did you do?
2.
How many speech sounds have you got?
2.
1,
3.
2, 3. What went wrong?
So within 2 seconds I can see, here we go, instructional casualty. The child used duck hands and knew there were 2 speech sounds. Mum even asked him, but when he writes the word the, and if he was using SSP in school, then right from the beginning he would have been arguing when he's 4 and 5 years old in prep about whether the E here represents the whether to use the or to use the schwa, and the word whether to use the monster or the schwa, because in the early stages when we're segmenting, it's an overpronunciation, so they prefer to go the and the word whereas it should be the schwa. So the word the should be the, and if you think about it, if you say it in actual words, but the problem is this sound is so unnatural to say outside of a word.
Again, Maya.
I.
I wanted the up because I didn't like. I didn't like that sound.
Oh, so what's this one here? What does that say? Oh. Oh, right. And what does this new one say?
So straight away I can see this is an instructional casualty, because he's got the phonemic awareness to duck hand words, so he's hearing those sounds, but he's not connecting it with the letters on paper. And so when he's reading words, he's not making himself be conscious of what every letter represents. So when Mummy just said to him, which Mummy shouldn't have said anything because this is an assessment, so I needed to see how he processed it, when he was asked to do the speech sound, the duck hands, lines and numbers, he'll go the other, but he then did this. Now in an SSP school, they would have been code mapping all the time, and straight away the teacher would go, hold on a second, when you went you didn't use 3 speech sounds, why are there 3 speech sound lines there? But nobody with this child is code mapping. So in the very beginning stages in prep, the children are going through the duck cat levels, and they can see the THs together and the E's like that. That's my code mapping technique. He can see. So these resources haven't been used with these code mapping resources, and also on the coding poster, which they did in prep in year 1, so that they're out of the basic, this is basic phonics, they're out of this basic phonics of 100 and so high frequency graphemes, they're out of that, but around about the middle of
Grade 1.
on average, but I want them all off the basic phonics. Think about all the graphemes and letters and sounds and whatever. They need to be off that before the end of year 1, but they can't be if they're not being taught in the way that I SSP. So here, duck levels, they've got the other. So right from the beginning, you saw Maya this week, Spencer. I'll attach you saw Maya, Spencer, whatever. All my 3 and 4 year olds, they're all doing these, but they're not just going the, I, and, is on, which they can do, as you'll see in videos. They also can code map it, so they'll use their duck hands.
And press start.
They'll go the, I, and, is, on, so, was, to, you, which makes the brain be aware of the code mapping. This is essential, and then using it in real sentences. The other, and, the other, and pan. That's the phoneme to grapheme mapping. This is essential if you want children to get to orthographic mapping. So straight away, within 2 seconds of watching the assessment, he's doing this, and I'm thinking, right, this is an instructional casualty. This is a child. This is not being taught to code map everything. I say to the child, in class, how often are you given sentences or your own sentences, and you've got to go back and you've got to code map them to show Dutch lines and numbers to show how the phonemes map to the graphemes.
Or being made conscious using speedy pair
decoding. The child, one person points, and the person who's the pointer is the blender. So one person points and their partner goes and then they say the. So or they can do it solo, or we do it in groups, whatever. But what we're doing is, it doesn't matter if you can read the auntie's on the tap because he's hot. What I want to know is, do you know the phoneme to grapheme mapping? That's what speedy pair decoding is all about. The speedy 6 is to make sure that they're exposed to graphemes that are above the code level, which they should have been out of before the end of year 1. But this, within 2 seconds, I can see, right, here we go. This is just a child that needs to learn the SSP techniques, and he'll be fine. Right, now, one of the biggest things that is my bugbear with teachers is that they will not give enough time for the child to actually self-edit and learn during the session. So what tends to happen is they write, and they've got 25 children, and they collect in the books, and at the end of it they mark them, and they mark, oh, that was wrong for large, and the child doesn't learn anything. It's just a record for the teacher of their errors. So I often see, if I look through books, I'll see the child has done the same spelling error over and over and over again for about 2 years, and in the book, yeah, it's showing that it's wrong, but there was never actually any teaching to get it right. So here, if he wrote, I ate a large fish, as she's going around, she would say, hold on, code map that word for me. And then he's going to code map large, and he's going to think, oh, okay, yeah, that doesn't look right. And he might go, oh, hold on. He might try and do something to say, okay, I'm going to try and make it good. But you say, right, can you just code map it for me? So he code maps it. Now, she could be walking around whilst he's code mapping that. So, large, he knows how to do that. So code mapping to show her where the phoneme to grapheme is mapping in that word. Now, then she would open up his spelling book. So he's got his spelling book all the time with him that's got A to Z. And she would write the word large under the L in his own spelling book, and she would write it, keep it open, say, right, there you go, now what are you going to do? So then she can go off, because she's asked him to code map it. She can see there are 3 sounds, so that's great, because there are 3 sounds in the word large. For some reason he's not looked at that and thought, well, hold on a second, I don't speak French, and there's no JE in the J cloud. And if he's looking at the clouds all the time, I mean, the children have to have the visual display of the spelling choices, so they're looking at it all the time. Oh, Sam! Are you right, babe? Sorry, my dog just got himself caught up with the stair god. Are you right, Sammy? You're okay. Come on. Come here. You're okay. Come here. Okay, so he should be looking at this all the time, and he should look at that and think, that doesn't look right. But so the spelling clouds need to be up, so I want mummy to check that they've got a speech sound wall up. And so in the spelling book she's written this, but she doesn't need to say anything. She's asked him to code map it. She's got the 3 sounds. She knows that he knows the 3 sounds. She's already said the number 3 sound pick is wrong. She's given it to him so he can sort it out himself. So he will self-correct it, and that spelling word is in his spelling book, and she can send it at that home on a Friday or over the weekend to learn. But that's what I'm talking about, editing. And if the child in an SSP classroom comes to a word and he's written it and he's thought, do you know what, I just don't think that looks right, but I don't know. I've written it like that, and I know it looks wrong, I don't know what to do. Then an SSP child will go, okay, so all large, and would have put that there so that when the teacher comes around, he can say, that's the word large, I know it doesn't look right, they're the sounds, how do I spell it? And the teacher will give him the word in his spelling book, and then he goes, oh, okay, and then he fills it in. And then again, you've got that record of what he did first, what he did when he asked for help and mapped it himself. And all of this is about the child self-teaching. all you need to do is show the word. As long as the child's got phonemic awareness, all you need to do is show the word. At the beginning stage of the assessment, I asked the child to duck count, so like fishing, and fishing. And that's really because I want to know, have they got the phonemic awareness? If they go ing, I know that's again instructional casualty, because the child might be able to read the word fishing and probably write the word fishing, but nobody has checked the child knows that in the word fishing, fishing, that's how the letters are used. That's the role of every letter in the word, and that's what's missing. He would have had instruction that this is a sound or say together, just the same as these programs that teach you know, that is a sound. All instructional stuff that confuses children and stops them from reading and spelling well. They need to segment words into the sounds, and then they need to map them to the letters. The phonemes map to the graphemes. Really, really simple. So when I'm duck handing, if the child is going ing, I need to say, no, give me the sounds, the smallest units. Ing, fishing. They can hear it, they can map it, they can see it. Every letter is used. Really simple. We need to make it really simple for kids.